Gemini speaks, Gemini speaks, boom, boom, da, boom, da, boom. Well, hello, 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 hello. So here we are. We're in a different area, but kind of on the same page. Different area, same page. Same page, different area. So, hey, you might just met a Gemini. You've been hanging out with them, they seem like a cool friend. Or you're dating a Gemini. Maybe a Gemini is your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife. I don't know. You want a little more. You're trying to figure things out. Like what's going on here? I'm confused. But don't be confused, even though it can be confusing. It's confusing because you don't know what I know as a Gemini, and I'm going to share that with you right now, today. I'm going to keep sharing with you because I have to admit, there's some complexity to the Gemini. There's complexity to human beings anyway, just in general. I'm not going to just put it on Geminis. But in general, we know that human beings can be complex. But if you want to deal with a Gemini, it's simple. It's really, really simple. It's really simple. Okay? Don't bore a Gemini to death. That is the death of your relationship. The death. Don't bore them to death and don't suddenly get stupid. Now, if the Gemini is dating you just on GP, I mean, a Gemini is dating you right now, Gemini is interested in you, you're probably not stupid to start. But some people start to reveal their stupidity, and that will kill the relationship of a Gemini. Some people will start to get, into a routine that's predictable. That could be the death of a relationship with a Gemini. And I don't just mean romantically, as a friend, or you won't see them that often. Because if every time they say, hey, you want to do something, and you want to do like 2 or 3 different things, like all the time, over and over again, you might not hear from the Gemini that often, unless the Gemini wants to do that one of 3 things you like to do. Okay, so here you are. You want to find out what's up with Gemini. What's up? Gemini, what's up? Okay, well, Geminis, as you know, or you need to know, but I think you probably know a little bit, because it's the thing people say about Geminis, right? They're the twins. They're adaptable. This is not really true, but I'm going to say it because that's what people say. Oh, Geminis are wishy-washy. They're really not. Geminis talk 2 different conversations, but not really, because there's always 2 sides to everything. They're not talking 2 sides. And Geminis aren't disloyal, but Gemini's going to lie either. So if you're doing something crazy and you say, hey, Gemini, is this crazy? Gemini will say, yes, actually, that's crazy. Doesn't mean I don't love you, but that's some craziness that you're doing right now. Because the Gemini just operates that way. It's logical, right? It's not emotional. There is an emotional component to the Gemini. We're going to talk about that, right? Because there's the Gemini twin A and there's the Gemini twin B, right? The Gemini twin A is more of an external Gemini, right? Extroverted Gemini. And the Gemini B is the more intuitive, private, quiet, observing kind of Gemini that is vulnerable and only available in certain situations or with certain people, right? But the other Gemini is sort of out floating around most of the time. When it's appropriate for the other Gemini to show up, because they're adapting, right? They're using each other's little traits to adapt to a situation. The Gemini is pretty quiet most of the time. Not all the time, though. There are times, if you've ever noticed, if you're paying attention, where the Gemini may be quiet. That's the twin who's observing, not the extroverted twin. The one that's just being quiet, taking in information without speaking. The Gemini who's more fluttering around, is more talkative, asking questions, talking to this person, talking to that person, very outgoing, confident. That Gemini is the more palatable Gemini for people to see that, they're not like close friends or anything. They're acquaintances. You're in a bar, you're in a restaurant, You're in the store, you're saying hello to the cashier, whatever. That's that Gemini, right? But if that cashier should fall, let's say cut themselves or is in pain and they're like, oh my God, the other Gemini is going to, Gemini B, who's intuitive and more vulnerable and more empathetic, is going to be like, oh, you okay? And do all the right things. And the other Gemini, A, will show up to make it a little lighthearted. Make a little joke like, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. They work together. They're not really opposites. They are the layers of the Gemini, the complexity of the Gemini. They're not opposites. They work together. They're not being wishy-washy. They're showing up where it's appropriate. No, they're not disloyal, but they're not going to lie. So if you want to know the truth or you want somebody to lie about it, I don't know who you go to. Not really. Maybe they would say the Leo. It's very loyal. Probably, I guess, the Leo. In privacy, the Leo will tell you that your SH, you know what, T smells. Just not in front of everybody else. The Gemini is, pretty, can intellectualize a situation. And sometimes people don't like that. They want, more suave. More suave. And not that Gemini's not suave, because the Gemini is suave. That's one thing about the Gemini that is so alluring, is because they're muy suave. Charming, witty, funny, flexible, adaptable, not really drama. They don't like drama. They can deal with drama, but they're not going to deal with it every day. All the time, it's not going to happen, right? So here and there, it happens. The Gemini will adapt. But if you're like a drama queen, you're not going to probably spend a lot of time with the Gemini, or you're going to irritate the Gemini. And the Gemini will get like cranky and maybe a little bit argumentative and like irritated by you and, say things that don't come out the way normally the Gemini would be interacting with you because you're irritating them, because you're drama. And this is the worst part, because there's that occasional drama. We all have that occasional drama. No, I'm talking about the kind of drama that is like regular and that person isn't doing anything about it. So, oh my God, my boyfriend is me all the time, me. And I'm like, okay, well, you can break up with him. You guys can go to therapy. You can do this. You can do that. But no, they don't want to do anything to fix it. They just want to complain, tell you about some drama story that happened. And the Gemini's like thinking, it's over, boo. Don't call me. I'll call you. So that's the thing, right? That's the thing. The Gemini is really just about gathering information, using it in some way that is beneficial, observing the world, interacting in some way with the world, taking that and creating something. It could be a business. It could be a piece of art. It can be a YouTube channel. It can be writing a story. It can be, I don't know. That's the thing, is they don't know. But they're going to use it for something because they are building on their imagination, basically. They're taking their intellect and their imagination and their intuitive twin, and they're creating a life full of just joyous things, right? I'm sure there's a negative Gemini out there. There's always a negative and a positive in every situation, right? But people can be very stuck in negativity. It is not the place the Gemini prefers. So if the Gemini is in that situation, something's going on. They have some planets elsewhere. It happens. But in general, they're going to be the happy-go-lucky, kind of like, fun person to hang out with. They might complain a little bit here and there, but they're not going to go on about it because they're going to do something about it. They're not going to just wallow in their misery. They're going to be like, oh, my boyfriend's been beating me for 10 years. No, that's not going to happen. Now, like I said, depends on what the other areas of their planets are, right? And so, let's say this one thing, because this is important, makes me different from maybe a more typical Gemini. I am a Gemini Sun, but I'm actually a Gemini-Cancer cusp. And my moon is in Pisces. That's a water sign. My Venus is in Cancer. That's a water sign. And my rising is in Leo. And we all know Leos are fire signs. If you don't know, you know now. I know that I'm not a typical Gemini because people are like, you're a Gemini? Really? Because Geminis have a reputation of being, cool, on the cool side, a little cold. I'm not cold. I am typically friendly like Geminis can be, but I'm also very sensitive. Very sensitive. Very sensitive. I don't really flutter around like relationship-wise, right? Not like dating this person and dating that person and dating this person and dating that person. I don't really operate that way. But a lot of Geminis do. Geminis will drop you like a hot potato. Not that I haven't done this before, but it's rare. Usually I'm very sensitive to someone that I'm dating, someone that I'm meeting. I try not to hurt their feelings, trying not to be too abrupt. Because if you're going to get ghosted, you will get ghosted by a Gemini, a Libra, and probably an Aquarius. Drop you like a hot potato. Just ghost you. Like, I'm done. Yeah, I'm not that kind of Gemini. I will explain to you why I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Or why I'm not going to talk to you that frequently. But I'm not really a ghoster. But the air signs are, they're kind of known for that. They are. Before ghosting was even a word, but, just disappear. Drop you like, I can't talk to you anymore. You're an idiot. That's the thing. If you're an idiot, it's not good. It's not good. Not being that intelligent kind of leads to being boring. Not that intelligent, boring. They're kind of like, they go together. So if the Gemini is bored by you, it's probably because you're not that intelligent. Gemini doesn't have a lot of patience for being bored or boring things. So I'm saying Geminis are easily bored, right? Now, I don't know how easily, because Gemini is most likely going to do things that are not going to be boring. But the day-to-day for everyone can get boring. Gemini is not going to let that happen. Gemini is going to do something to make sure that that day does not get, so predictable. Gemini is not good with predictable. Just not. If you're a predictable personality, I don't know. It could work if you work with a Gemini. If you know you're a predictable type of person and you're able to change it up in order to keep the Gemini's attention, fine. But if you're a predictable person and you're also rigid, like maybe a Taurus, I'm not saying anything bad about Taurus, I'm just giving an example, that might not work out. Because the Gemini is not looking for security. The Gemini is looking for, interesting. I don't know if security is interesting. I don't know if knowing that you're going to be at home at 9 o'clock every single day, and then you're going to cook a meal, and then you're going to sit down and watch your show at 9 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock you're going to take a shower. What I'm saying is, if I can predict exactly when you're going to do something, it might be a problem. Now, there are many people who can appreciate that. I'm just saying, that needs to come with some break it up. So whatever that means for you to do to keep your Gemini, and that's my suggestion. Gemini likes some mental stimulation that will be segue to sex. Segue to sex. Yeah, it just can't be raw. Can't just be boom, boom, let's do it. Unless you've already established some sort of relationship with them. But the main way you're going to get in bed with the Gemini is to be smart, to be clever, to stimulate them mentally, intellectually. Otherwise, you could be boom. The finest man I've ever seen, the finest woman I've ever seen, par exemple. Yeah. But if you're stupid or like a ditz, no. The Gemini is probably not going to give you play. They might give you play one night, but you're not going to hear from them again because they were just getting their rocks off maybe. And probably that was a struggle, seriously. They're probably like, oh God, let me just pretend John isn't saying anything stupid. Let me just pretend that Susan isn't saying anything stupid, and I'm just gonna have sex with her or sex with him because that person is an idiot and not sexy. Stupidity is not sexy to a Gemini. It's just not. It's the opposite of sexy. It's the opposite of getting rides. It's just ugh, not good. You want to keep your Gemini, well, if you're not smart, but you got the Gemini's attention, you're on a short leash. Like, it's soon going to be over. So a lot of times people come across as, oh, the Gemini finds them interesting. Okay. You spend a little time with them, but within like the first 3 months, you get to know somebody, that's when you might get ghosted. Or that's when you might get, no, I don't really feel like hanging out. Sorry. The Gemini loves to travel, and guess why? Because the Gemini will have an opportunity to meet more people with more conversations, to get more information, to check it out. We're checking it out. We gotta check it out. Like, what's over there? Let's go see. Do I need a plane to go there? Well, let's get a plane ticket. It's not a problem. Okay? It's just not a problem. And don't be bothered if the Gemini decides, hey, you know what? I gotta go. Because there's usually a very, very logical reason for that, right? It could be they're bored. But it also might be that they have the other twin, who's the intuitive twin, the more observing kind of twin, who suddenly has this feeling that it's time to go. Like, something about the room vibe changed. Something's not right. So that other twin is like nudging, like, we gotta go. We've had enough of this. Doesn't mean they don't like you. It just means when it's time to go, for whatever that thing that's happening, they need to go. They might even come back. But they need out of that situation. And that's all it is. That doesn't make them wishy-washy. They are dealing with a complex personality. They're very sensitive in this way, in this intuitive, environment, feeling-ness way. They're very in touch with that. So sometimes they gotta go because of it. Sometimes they can't talk to you because of it. They can predict what you're going to talk about. The next few words you're going to say. This is another problem with Geminis, because they're a few steps ahead of you. So they're like, I know exactly what Jane is going to say, next few sentences, and I don't want to hear it. I don't have time for it. I can go be by myself. Be more interesting. My own thoughts. Gemini loves to be in their own thoughts. So Gemini would love to be with you, like in the same room, but we don't need to talk. We can cuddle. But Gemini might take time to be just in their thoughts, just in their head, having a conversation. Maybe they'll share it with you. But it's usually their intuitive self is figuring things out, deciphering information that they might have gotten recently, thinking about what next project they're going to take on. Because Gemini loves to take on more than one project, for God's sakes. I really wish I would stop it. I can't even stop myself. I think I'm working on, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm working on 3 projects. But even those 3 projects are more than 3 projects because they have like sub-projects involved. I'm really working on more than 3 projects. Anyway, my point is, ideas come up, they jot them down, and they're planning to get them done. So they're doing little things, get that project done. While they're doing little things, get that project done. And they're taking information to get the next project done that they don't even know about yet. But they know that it's coming. They know there's going to be another project. Or another thing to do, another thing to explore, another person to meet, or, I don't know, stuff, but it's happening in their head. Sometimes that's tiring. So the Gemini might get quiet. Let the Gemini get quiet. It's not personal. The Gemini just needs to be quiet sometimes. Everybody should be quiet sometimes. I think it's good to just be inside yourself and just be quiet sometimes. See? That was easy. That's all I'm going to say about Gemini right now. There's so much more to say. So much more. But I think it's consideration. If you're going to date a Gemini, please remember the Gemini does not like to be bored. The Gemini does not like someone who's not intellectually stimulating, i.e., not that bright. The Gemini does not like someone who's not put together. So if you're like frumpy and sloppy and kind of a mess, unless a Gemini is curious about something else, it's a push. It's a push. So you can be very smart and even attractive. But if you're smart, attractive, and frumpy and disorganized and drama, and it's going to be a short story. And Gemini does not like all that lying. Like, people who lie a lot. Gemini's not very patient with that, because Gemini remembers. Remember, like, but you said blah, 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 so that wasn't true. And then if you try to con the Gemini by saying, oh, no, that's not what I said, or that's not what I meant, and Gemini's thinking, no, that's some BS. I know exactly what you said, and I know exactly what you meant. And the best thing to do is just fess up. Just be like, yeah, you're right, I did say that. But I changed my mind. Or, yeah, I did say that, and thanks for reminding me. But the lying, that's not going to fly too good. That's not going to fly. That's not going to fly. Some people are forgiving, you know. But for the Gemini, that kind of equals drama and stupid. That's not going to work out. Not going to work out. So don't lie to your Gemini. Be up front, you know. Say what's true. The Gemini's not going to judge you. They're not judgy. They're not judgy, you know. Like, that was crazy. But okay. But that's real. And you're telling me what's real. It's all good. But if you're drama and you're lying about it and you're blaming the Gemini or trying to say the Gemini imagined it or you didn't say that, the Gemini is only going to be very irritated because the Gemini knows exactly what you said, exactly what you meant. So that won't be cool. Treat your Gemini like, you know, they were going to treat you. They're going to treat you with honesty and respect. They're going to make life interesting for you. They're going to try to make you laugh. They're going to be smiling. Even if they're not in a good mood, they're going to be smiling. They just might be smiling quietly. You know what I mean? And they're rarely not in a good mood. Rarely. They're not the lazy type. They've got energy. They usually keep a neat house. They're usually pretty organized. They can multitask. You know, because they've got all this stuff to pull from, all this information to pull from. Oh, I saw how they organized this in some magazine, and I can remember that. And you're like, I'm doing that in the house. And they're going to put it together and know how to do it. They don't know how to do it, they're going to find out. So they're that person. So if you need help with something, oh, I can't, they're very techie too. Oh, I can't figure out. Gemini will figure it out. Gemini will figure it out or figure out how to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people. This is the beginning story of the Gemini experience. The Gemini experience. That's what I should have named this channel. The Gemini experience. I might change the name. I'm just saying. Just in case. That's the thing. See, the Gemini's like, oh, not something like, oh, I already named it. I'm not gonna rename it. No, the Gemini's like, no, I have a better name, and I'm gonna change it. If it's hard to change it, it's okay. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'll figure it out. I might not do it tomorrow if it's hard to do, but I'll do it because it's a better idea. We're all about better ideas. So, you know, we're not like, oh, I'm fat, I don't know what to do about it, or, you know, I can't find a good job, I don't know what to do about it. Gemini's like, can't find a good job? What should I do about it? Let me find it. I'm going to fix it. You can't fix everything, all right? And the Gemini's okay with that, too. We'll just move on to the next thing, whatever that is. So that's all I'm going to say about Gemini right now. Gemini has spoken about Gemini. And Gemini speaking about Gemini, because this is the Gemini channel. I'm going to interview some Geminis too. I have to find them because they're not that easy to find. They're like incognito. No. But I'm going to find some. And we're going to talk about Gemini stuff. The experience of being a Gemini. The Gemini experience. Hey. All right, I'm going. That's it. I'm done. All right. I'm going to say it again. I'm done. That's it. Gemini speaks. Boom, 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 boom.